That means a higher increase in rent than usual for people renewing their rentals. Hello and welcome to your weekly news dump. My name is Artem. I'm CEO of Akord Properties, and this is your weekly news of Dubai's real estate, just life in Dubai, and anything else I really found interesting this week. Please like this video, subscribe to us, press the bell icon, and let's get into the news. So I realized that people are watching news about my personal week for 40 seconds maximum. So to put it short, I'm happy I have a truck those days because I had to go through a lot of flooded areas because of rains, and more on that later. Things are going great. I'm about to launch a whole new service for people looking to invest into real estate, so keep an eye for that. Otherwise, been out to a couple good dinners. Ramadan is upon us, so things are going to be slow. If you want to get something purchased right now and hunting for better deals, this month is best for you in Dubai because market slows down, and if people are in urgent need of sale, you can find better, more competitive prices with higher likelihood. That's about it about this week, and let's get into actual news. So the first one is we had rains. And I don't mean rains, I mean a lot of rain. Dubai got flooded in a lot of places. They had to close down sections of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road and a lot of other places. We had really, at the end of the day, flooded streets around our office, and I'm blessed to have a truck. I'm honestly blessed right now because I was going through about waist deep to up to a chest deep water in my truck, no problem, just choo-chooing along while others couldn't get to places, right? And those are the days I love my rising adjustable height suspension. I love having really high road clearance. I like having powerful, big, off-road capable vehicle. Still, you want to buy my truck expensively so I can buy something nice, please reach out. Please comment below. I'll sell you my truck. It's amazing. For like 3 days a year, you know. Otherwise, you know, people were also having a lot of fun with the flood, obviously, because on one side, yes, it's adverse weather, it's strong winds, it's a lot of water, it's a lot of flooding. On the other hand, Dubai really needs water, and having those rainfalls really helps the local climate, and you can only be happy in a long run about those rains. So yeah, rains, we nearly got completely flooded. Those rains were one of the worst I've seen in Dubai, if not the worst. Still good stuff, we had rains. Into the next news. And as previous news were great for mostly landlords and less so for renters, this one is also about new rental regulations and new rental really opportunities, which I believe is great for everyone involved, right? So British among you will be familiar with direct debit. And for people less aware, I will explain. It is a system of automatic payment which has some kind of guarantee when doing payments of cyclical nature, when doing payments to your landlords in the UK. The gist of the system is, in Dubai's context, it will replace checks, right? It will not completely replace, you can still use checks, but why would you? Why really would you replace checks with direct debit? Because it's more convenient, it's not just some papers you get given, you upload to the bank, manually dial info in a cash machine, need to physically go somewhere. That's absolutely inconvenient, where right now, let's say you're a landlord and you're living 1,000 miles away from Dubai, you're living somewhere in a completely different time zone, you do not really need some trusted person to collect your checks and to upload your checks and to scan. Checks are just unreliable, outdated technology which shouldn't even exist. Now, you establish that A person signs to the bank that certain amount of payments should be automatically charged towards you at certain dates you have agreed previously. You get a copy of that commitment, and all of your rental payments are coming your way, certified and guaranteed. This means that who needs checks, who needs cash now? Renting in Dubai became way easier right now, and I always struggled with checks. I have a checkbook, but quite frankly, I hate using it. I have terrible handwriting. I just don't ever write by hand at all in general. I don't know why we are doing checks still. So big props to Caper and Direct Debit working together to bring this technology to Dubai, because legislation for that exists now for about a year, and there wasn't really any good solutions previously, but now we see that market and technology has reacted to the new regulation, and now we can not only theoretically use bank transfer for rental payments, but we can practically do that. Great news all around. That makes Dubai more attractive place to invest, easier place to invest, and a safer place to invest. Once again, anything which makes checks less used is incredible. So good. I'll be supporting that as much as I can. On to the next news. So next one is hitting a bit more personal for me. It's the new IPO for Dubai Stock Exchange, right? And it's IPO of a company called Parkin. And it does what it says. It does parking. It does all of public parking in Dubai, formerly owned by the Dubai government. They have released a quarter of their shares to the open market to be traded. And I'm one of the people who have joined and requested some share allocation, and hopefully we'll get some. I really believe that this will hit well. If it doesn't, you can always tell me in the comments that I'm an idiot. I would love to hear that, see what I should have done. But either way, this is an interesting one, and this is an interesting piece of news because, Dubai is slowly using public services and taking them to IPO level. So, yes, living in Dubai is expensive, but if you have some money to invest, you can kind of negate and offset some of those costs by investing into the services you're paying to anyway. But quite frankly, there's so much room to grow. Street parking in Dubai is way too cheap. And I'm telling that as a person who uses it a lot. It's inconsequential amounts of money. The most I ever paid is, I think, 8 dirhams for a few hours. There's a lot of room to grow and to get more profits. So that's incredible. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I'm going to be talking next week about how I got screwed over and how I lost everything. We'll see. On to the next news. So this week, we're going to be fairly rent heavy, and it doesn't matter if you're a renter or you're a buyer. Either way, understanding the changes and shifts in rental regulation, rental markets, in rental law especially, right, in tenants' rights, benefits you greatly on the market. So many people in Dubai do not know their own renters' rights. So many landlords in Dubai's market had violated renters' rights and paid dearly for that. So always be aware, always work with your agents to understand exactly what you can and cannot do as a landlord. What are your options as a landlord or a tenant in Dubai? It's very important. So in this week, Rera, so Dubai Real Estate Authority calculator, have been updated. What that means? That means a higher increase in rent than usual. for people renewing their rentals. So Rera calculator plays an extremely important role in Dubai's real estate investment, right? Because when you have a tenant, you cannot really evict your tenant forcefully. You cannot renegotiate next year for the price increase of more than Rera calculator allows. And because of that, there's a little market correction, right? What we can usually see is the gap keeping growing and growing and growing between the new renters and renewing renters. So average rent for a renewing renter right now in Dubai would be at least 20% or even more cheaper than new renters, because every year you can only increase the rent so much. It's a rent control measure which Dubai employs to keep the city somewhat affordable. So the city has a diverse set of skills, right? And it is crucial for city strategy. It's something they do, but at the end of the day, we are having 20% gap, and it's massive, right? And it's a lot of landlords losing out on a lot of profits. It's a lot of new tenants feeling cheated. It's a big market error which have accumulated recently. So they have allowed for bigger than usual increase this year for new contract for old contract renewals, right? And this is great news for real estate investors, less so for renters in Dubai. What can I say? I mean, when the gap is this large, you have to do something about it, and they're doing whatever it takes. Makes sense. The growth was unprecedented. This system they have in place haven't been designed for rent control in such a severe condition, right, of the market rise, and this only makes sense. So at the end of the day, I believe the renters will just move to further away areas, will give great boost to new Dubai areas, while the older areas becoming way too expensive will hopefully give a great boost in earnings to their landlords. So all in all, I think it's positive. All in all, I think it's the right decision and a correct decision. But once again, this is just to illustrate to you that there's more than just ROI number your average agent tells you when you're buying your property. And keep aware of that. It is very important. This one is less obvious to me. Well, I mean, some parts of it are very clear and understandable, but Dubai announced a new tax on foreign banks operating in the Emirate. So what's happening is they are introducing 20% taxable income tax to all foreign banks, including HSBC, Citibank, etc., all non-UAE banks in Dubai. What it says, though, is the corporate tax they are paying or they have to pay will be deducted from the total taxation, so there's no double taxation. That makes sense, but honestly, 20% tax is quite hefty on the banks. I understand that financial sector in Dubai is thriving, and it kind of makes sense to protect local and internal banks and boost internal homegrown banks on the market and ensure their good survival. It is an interest of every country, and I understand the need to make money because, well, everybody needs to make money. They will be all audited, provided with their taxable income number, and provided with numbers of tax. I mean, it's nothing new to the banks globally, but for Dubai, that's very new, and we see Dubai more and more introduce those taxes. So Dubai feels very confident they're not just tax haven anymore, and they can introduce moderate taxation while still remaining attractive. And quite frankly, I believe 20% tax is still one of the best in the world. So at the end of the day, I don't think many banks will complain too much. On to the next news. So this one is a little unexpected. It came to me out of absolute left field and surprised, but we're working hard actually on working out what's going on and entering the market. I'm already in talks with developers. I'm already in talks with local people regarding establishing our presence in the area. But what essentially happened is Dubai been beaten in prices growth for specifically luxury real estate. Now, number one growth of luxury real estate in the world is in Manila, in Philippines. Honestly, I'm not very familiar with Philippines as of yet. Haven't been there, haven't seen the place. I'll probably be flying there soon just to check out what's going on. I have to know now. I honestly have to know now. It's a huge growth where Dubai had a 16% price growth this year for real estate. Manila has increased by 26.3%. This is outstanding. This is beginning of something really good. And quite honestly, I would love to collect a first group of investors who will come with us onto this new market and work with us to work it out and work as an outsiders with us. And we'll see where it leads us, right? And we'll see what are the best opportunities in Manila. We will together learn what is the right investment strategy. Is the off-plan the move there, maybe? Or is it, again, we should be entering the secondary market? So once again, Manila has beaten Dubai in luxury real estate growth with absolutely mind-boggling numbers, right? 26.3% is incredible growth, right? This is your ROI without even considering rentals. Can you imagine? I don't know who have predicted that. I probably had somebody tell me that's going to happen and I didn't listen. If that happened, well, I slept on it, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure with Manila there's a lot of growth left. This place is still not extremely developed. There is a lot of potential there, and I implore you to research it. Even if you're not investing with us, I implore you to research that direction as well. It's really cool. But yeah, we will be researching it heavily. Quite frankly, we've been researching it for a week now and building connections. And I think in a couple of months, we'll be able to offer you some of the projects that are off plan. And hopefully within a year, we will establish there. So if you want to be one of our first trial clients who get the best treatment, who gets the most detailed breakdowns, who gets the best deals, because we're hunting for them like we're hunting for our own deals for those, write it in the comments, reach out to us. We're happy to talk. Let's enter the new market together. I absolutely would love to come on board there with existing investors wanting to invest, enter the market aggressively, shake it up, all make great amounts of money. On to the next news. Last one, I'm talking about the MBR City, one of the Dubai's hidden gems, one of the areas which not getting enough recognition in Dubai. So the new launch just happened there. We don't talk about it publicly either because it's villas and they're extremely expensive. So about 500 million dirhams worth of villas being launched, all sold out by now. Completion is expected by 2026, so fairly soon. And it's an MBR city. It's a city full of lagoons. It's one of the most incredible, most promising developments in the whole of Dubai. And it's the District 1. And living in a District 1 in the future will be a bigger status statement than a palm. I guarantee you that. I believe it's going to be a better area. I'm going to believe it's going to be more expensive real estate. And what they're building there and the projects they're creating there now are all outstanding, are futuristic, are incredibly well thought through. I absolutely love it. So honestly, if you have money to play, I would probably look into that stuff. Those are absolutely incredible areas with artificial lagoons. Once again, the example I want to say to many people is you can get your paddle board out and paddleboard to your neighbors for a quick dinner. Who doesn't love that? This is something you cannot do probably anywhere in the world. So, yeah, if you're thinking about investing into luxury real estate in Dubai, into something extremely high value, this is the place. This is a place to be on the top of your list for your investment, on the top of your list for research and consideration. Absolutely incredible. We've already been there. I think I already had a vlog about it. Go see the vlog. It's fun. It's a little clunky, but I love it. And that's all for this week. Thank you for making it all the way through the video. That really helps us with the algorithm. It really lets YouTube know we're providing some good content. Hopefully we do. And thank you for staying that long. And if you like the video, like the video. If you would like to see more, subscribe. And if you want to get notified when we create new videos, please press the bell icon. And see you next week.